Awesome, guys. So welcome to our call. Let's hear just a few, maybe two or three people. What has been your experience in the last 10 days? What is just one thing that has really stood out that you're really excited about over the last 10 days of connecting? Go ahead and unmute your phone and share that if you'd like to let us hear.
Okay, I'll go.
I'm going to share. It's Angela.
Okay.
I'm finally excited about no's, which is like hearing you guys say it over and over again, 50 no's for every one yes. Like for now, it's like when people are not interested yet, it used to just like derail me and bum me out so bad. And now it's like, okay, next, and circle back around and circle back around. So it's like, in a weird way, I'm excited that, at least I'm getting responses, even if it's no, it's still a response, because for a while it was like nothing, crickets.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good thing this week, because it just kept motivating me to just keep connecting instead of going, oh, screw it, I'll just stop like I have in the past.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Fabulous. So you're not letting no's define you or derail you. And that's important, guys. We don't let things derail us from our goals. So we went to an event this weekend with Todd Falcone, and it was amazing. And one of the things that he talked about with prospecting was just if you're not prospecting at least, 2 or 3 new people every day, you're not in the game. And that was a big wake-up call for a lot of people, like to not be in the game. Like, that sucks. And so this morning, knowing that I have a busy day ahead of me with all these things going on, I literally had to go to Walgreens early, and I went to 2 different Walgreens to get prospects, because I want to be in the game, right? And so I took a bunch of, business cards off of the cork board there. I talked to the cashier, and then on my way to do this call, I called those business cards that I got. And it was seriously like, hey, I saw your business card on the wall. I have an opportunity. Are you looking for more residual income? Are you looking for a new stream of income? And 2 said no, 1 said yes, right? So it was so easy. And the no's were like, just like you said, Angela, the no's were like, okay, cool, next. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to Heather and Daryl Daniels. You guys up for the next 10 days. Remember, guys, the next 10 days is follow-up. So we're going to be talking about that. So go ahead and shift that mindset of you're still connecting, but now we're going to follow up big time. All right, Heather.
All right. So everybody,
I'm going to mute really quick. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, unmute your phones, guys.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody, and I hope everybody is in state and ready to go. Because we should always be in state, right, Trish?
That's right.
Awesome. Hey, you know what? And today's gonna be quick because we got a lot of work to do. And the bottom line is last week we went through our initial contact. Just getting those messages. What's that?
A lot of them.
Oh, yeah, saying a lot of them, just getting those messages out to people, getting it out to, I know for me, getting it out to a lot of old people I haven't had contact with in a long time. And, for the initial contact, we're using text messages, slide dial, emails, we're doing Facebook. And so now we've got to follow up on them. And, one thing I want to tell you guys is just through doing the action of follow-up, it's going to put us way ahead of the game, because a lot of these people that we contacted, they have been contacted by people that never followed up with them because they made that initial contact and then the birds got them. They were afraid to go do that follow-up or, that second follow-up call. So we're going to be the ones that follow up. The main purpose of following up, what you guys really want to think about, what I'm thinking about is like, okay, I'm getting ready for big, massive action. I've got a lot of people that I'm following up with, a lot of people that I've contacted, but do I want to necessarily have every one of those people in my business, or each one of those, people, are they qualified to be in my business, and what's their need? So the purpose of our follow-up at this point is to qualify them, to see what their particular need is, what solution we can provide them, and also see, if they're actually qualified to be in our business. Meaning, we need to ask some questions. So we talked to them. For me, I haven't seen people in a long time. So, one of the questions that, I will be asking this week a lot is, hey, so, what are you doing now? What are you doing for work now? Because I want to know. And if a person has if they do have a job, they have an income, well, you're going to know that they're qualified to do some business with you. And if they don't, they could be a whole different set of circumstances. So again, we're looking to qualify those people, and we're looking to use the Isagenix tools. For me, I'm going to be firing up my Isagenix this week. I don't know how many of you guys are using my Isagenix. I've used it for the last year. I love it because you can do those email campaigns, you do the drip campaigns. It automatically does it for you, and it also sends you messages of when your prospects actually open the emails. The other good, follow-up tool is going to be the Isagenix to go. Isagenix to go is incredible for just sending stuff out from your phone. So those people that you text message, those people that you slide dial, you have all of their information. So again, this step, we've got to send out the tools. And again, I'm loving all the stuff I'm hearing right at the beginning about, go for no. Ask those questions, go for no. Knowing so many no's are going to equal a yes for you. So again, it's going to be about qualifying people and about asking the proper questions.
Yeah, so with the follow-up, what I've been doing is I call up people, or I reached out to several people today already, and I said, well, one in particular, I said, hey, did you get that information that I sent to you? And she said yes, and we set an appointment for tomorrow to talk. So I'm going to go through the series of questions that Daryl's talking about that for me, I like to follow a system, and I like to have something that's in front of me all the time, so I'm asking the same questions and I'm able to probe into someone's life without being abrasive or without just coming right off. So I'm going to read some of these questions to you guys. If you could be on your way to any health goal in the next 30, 60, or 90 days, what specifically would it be? So what's your current vocation? How long have you been doing that? What do you love about what you do? What would you like to change about what you do? What is important about your life right now? So why is it important to you? And I was talking to Daryl earlier, and I said, how are we going to do this training on following up? And there's like 500 people in this group, and I feel like I would be serving you guys best if I opened up the line and let like 5 or 6 people who need to follow up ask some questions, and then we can just kind of see where you're at and see where you're at with your prospecting and go from there. Does that sound good? And yes, I can share these questions, absolutely. So let's go through some role playing, and let's go through some real life following up. Anybody?
Are you asking for a volunteer?
Yeah.
Yeah, or if someone has questions.
All right. So are you wanting to do a role play or questions?
Both.
Okay.
So give me a couple of people that you've reached out to and you don't really know what to say on the follow-up.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I follow the certain protocol or the certain outline that most people do or some people do. I just, to me, it's about learning, like you said, about asking the questions. What do you do? What's important to you? Where's your life at? You know, how can I help you? What are your goals? What are you looking, you know, I guess to me, I've already, not in every case, but in most cases, I've already known that about them because I've already been communicating with them for a while. So I haven't brought up Isagenix right away. I've already been talking and being a friend first and foremost, whether that's through texting or Facebook messaging or on their wall or on Instagram or calling or things like that. So I guess or maybe some people's maybe block or, place where they get stuck is the finishing up,
So let's practice that right now.
enrolling.
So, okay, so let's say that you have, I'm doing isogenics, I presented isogenics to you and you're interested.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Shai, so if you had a health goal in the next 30, 60, or 90 days, what would it be?
A health goal. To be more active, to be more involved in the day, and to be with my grandbabies more.
Aw. So tell me what that looks like for you, like being with your grandbabies more.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm on the floor with them. I'm running around with them. I'm on the monkey bars. I'm going down the slide. I'm not stopped. I'm in the sandbox. I'm getting up. I'm doing down. I'm doing leapfrog. I'm doing everything. Everything that they can do, I want to do. So when was the last time you've done stuff like that? Well, actually, I was up there about a month ago and I did. So I'm already, because I have this system I use, it's really awesome. I am already started doing that, so that's awesome.
Okay, so pretend that you're not using the system. So I'm reaching out to you. You need, So you're looking for more energy. So when was the last time you did stuff like that?
Oh, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. For last month, it's been years.
Okay, and so have you tried things in the past to gain more energy?
Everything I could get my hands on.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that. Like what?
Oh, I've tried everything. I've tried medical solutions, natural solutions, energy solutions, reflexology, spinal. I've everything that we could find, and I could even put a little tiny bit of hope in it. I tried it.
Okay, without success?
Never.
Okay. And so it's been about 5 years, and you've tried some other things. If I was to show you a way that you could gain more energy and you could have more clarity, would you be open to hearing more information?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And, I want to ask you a question. What would it feel like to you if you were to be able to do that with your grandkids today?
I think it would feel like heaven. It would be a piece of heaven.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to send you some information, and then I want to set up a time where you and I can chat. So I'm going to send you some information. I want to set up a time where you and I can chat, and we can chat on the phone, and you're going to be in front of your computer. So I have some information that is absolutely amazing, and I can help you.
I'll love you forever.
Now, I got to jump in right there, Heather. That was a great job.
Oh.
I mean, you guys could have done this more perfect, because what that just demonstrated is when we're following up with people and you ask questions and you find out what's important to them, that's how we get to the solutions. And, Heather and I both, we love to just ask people. It's like once they give you that what they're looking for, whether that's a, weight loss solution, an energy solution, a healthy aging solution, or maybe it's a financial solution, what we need to do at that point is ask them, how will that make you feel? I don't know how many times I've asked the question, when you're finally back in a two-piece bathing suit and you're on the beach, not worried about the way you look, how is that going to make you feel? When you release that 50, 60 pounds, you're telling me that you've been carrying around for the last 10 years and you haven't been able to lose it and keep it off. When you do that, how is that going to make you feel? And just let the people talk about it. And what that's going to do is really solidify to us what the solution is that they need. But what it's going to do to them, it's also going to let them know what they need, and it's going to cause an emotional connection with that need. And when we get that emotional connection, that's when we have a person that is going to be ready, to make a change. They're going to be ready to make that change because they can feel it and they understand it. And I can't stress enough the question asking point or question asking part. And we'll post up some questions. But I know for me, I'm an information guy. I've been a trainer for 30 years, and one of the biggest, most lethal mistakes that I made in network marketing when we started was me doing all the talking and not asking any questions. Because what I would do is I just want to give everybody information I had, how great this was, what it did for me, what it's going to do for you, why this company's great, why this product's the greatest product on the planet, and just give them how much information I had. Here's the bottom line, you guys. People really don't care about you, they care about them. They want to know, how is it going to help them? They want to know, is this something that they need? So what we're doing is solving that by asking the questions. And without doing that, and one of the big things in network marketing is selling. And there's like controversy around the word selling. People hate that concept so much, some people don't even want to use that word. But the bottom line, if you're just talking to people and giving information, what you're doing is selling them. You're trying to talk them into something. But if you're asking questions, finding out what they need, getting to that emotional, I'll use the word pain, that emotional pain, now we're providing them a solution. Whether that pain is their weight, their energy to go play with their grandkids, or having the financial solution to be able to go take the trips to visit their grandkids or what have you. So again, that was great. And if we can all really nail that question asking.
Get comfortable asking the question.
Really comfortable.
Yeah,
get comfortable asking the questions. And you know what? When I talk to people, man, I go back into like 5-year-old mode. I'd be like, oh, why is that? Oh, really? Why? Oh, why does that make you feel that way? Did I go fight? Remember like your little kids be like, why? You're like, man, do not ask me why again. But it's the same type of thing. It's like, well, why does it make you feel that way? Because it gets them connected with themselves. And once we connect them with themselves, then we can connect them with the solution, and then we have to, ask for the money and get them enrolled, call that whatever you like. But we have to get to that point. So anyway, questions are absolutely huge. I just want to interject that. Thanks, you guys. That was perfect.
Yeah. Can I just say one more thing? Sorry.
Yeah.
I wanted to emphasize too that like went straight as a person answering the question from you, Heather, that went straight all the way like through me. And even right now, 10 minutes later, I'm still having this emotional connection of playing with my grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still crying.
No, and we have, it's so emotional.
So
it's so emotional.
Yeah, when we ask these questions and we connect to these people, let them think, let them get there, support them where they're at, and then let that question go through them. Because like now that I have this in my mind, and I can go down the slide and I can play leapfrog with my grandkids, nothing's gonna stop me. Like, sure, yes, let's go. When can I start? When can I get this? So pause in the moment, like you said, ask the whys and keep letting them process it. Because I'm excited now.
Yeah, and here's the big thing. I'm glad you said that, Shai. And you know, one thing we want to do in being good listeners, we want to make sure that we completely listen to the person, and we're not already at the end of the appointment. So we're listening to them, and then we're thinking about, you know, how we're going to close at the end and what path we're going to present, because we may miss out on the very point that person is making that is going to help them make that decision, you know, to get that path to join our team. So again, it's completely listening, remembering to ask why, and then provide the solution, but, you know, not going in with the solution already predetermined. So this is good stuff.
Thank
I
you.
know that for me, I have a long list of people that have shown interest in the past, that are showing interest now. I have not, they have not been added to my business yet. I have not entered them in. So one of the questions that I'm asking them is I'll either call them, text them, pop in through Messenger and say, hey, how are you? I got to tell you, from my point of view, if someone just throws a message in my Messenger or a text message and I haven't talked to them in a long time and they go straight for a question, I feel like they're not saying, you know, there's no opening, there's no touching base and kind of like warming me up, saying, hi, how are you? So, hey, how are you? Hey, Jake, remember when you told me you're really serious about losing some body fat and gaining some energy? Were you serious about that? So that's another question that you can ask somebody. So I know that most of the people on this line right now have been, you guys probably have a ton of people that you've reached out to and that have said maybe no, have maybe said contact me later, who have said maybe not even contacted you at all, but they showed interest. Like maybe you make a Facebook post and you have 15 people that are interested. What do you go back and say to those people? That's a great question to ask. But I want to open the line up and see where you guys are with your following up. Do we have any more volunteers?
It's Margaret. I'll jump on.
Okay.
I have been following up, and I'm kind of where Angela is with crickets. I'm not getting the response yay or nay. I'm not having extreme success on getting them on the phone. So I just keep going to the next person on my list and seeing what I get, which can be frustrating, but it's you just have to keep going and keep reaching out. I'm not quite sure how to get them on the phone any easier. Some people I don't have numbers for. They're just friends on Facebook. And so trying to find a number to where I can call them is a little hard. But, you know, the message just is, hey, love to catch up. When could we talk? And so that's the only, I mean, I don't even mention Isagenix. I don't mention anything else. Just when could we catch up? Other than that, that's about all I know to do on that. So any advice on something else to say to get them to respond?
Yes, absolutely. Margaret, I have been on an amazing journey over the past 18 months, and there's something really amazing I want to share with you. Do you have 15 minutes this week?
You could see what they'd say.
Yeah, you could see what they say. Absolutely.
I will try that.
Does anybody have people to follow up with, but they don't know exactly what to say when they're following up? Or do you feel like you're making your follow-up call and the call's dropping at that time?
Heather, why don't you go into a little bit of that, going straight into the opportunity, because, you know, the last 10 days is really about connecting, and this is really about being a little more bold. So would you talk about maybe how you would talk to strangers and how you would approach friends that you just want to go straight to the opportunity? Maybe that's where Margaret needs to go. Instead of connecting just that surface connection, maybe she needs to say what you just did. You know, I have something really amazing I want to share with you.
Yeah.
This is good for me because I have a whole new group of people I'm meeting with on Tuesday night since I've moved to this new area. I have been invited to an aerobics class, and I want to go loaded for bear.
Okay.
Loaded for associate.
Okay. Well, first off, I would say definitely have a 30-second story put together for yourself. You know how to do your 30-second story?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So have your story, but this still applies to being in person, sending messages, whatever it is. Ask questions. Margaret, what are some of the benefits that you've had since you started Isagenix?
Weight loss benefits. I've lost 70 pounds and 100 inches. Energy benefits. I'm keeping up with my grandson. Was able to take care of him for several nights by myself. Let my daughter have a break. And healthy aging. I'm going on 62, and I feel like I'm going on 40.
That's awesome. Okay, so that is awesome. So you're going to be in an aerobics room full of women that you know.
I have never met any of these except for one woman I met. This was my big connection over the weekend. I went to Lowe's to pick up a few things, saw this woman and her husband coming out, mainly noticed her dress, left from there, went to the grocery store next door, took one turn around one aisle, and there was the woman standing in front of me again. And I actually approached her and said, "Hi, we seem to have our same shopping habits. I just was at Lowe's too." And she looked at me and said, "Yes, I noticed your dress. It's lovely." And so just connected on that and said, "I'm new to the area, getting acquainted. Where's a good place to exercise?" And she's like, "Oh, I've got the perfect place." And we were on Facebook in seconds, and she's connected with me, and she invited me to the group, which seems to be a fairly broad spectrum of ages. So I'm excited to see what happens on Tuesday night.
Start making connections there. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Start making connections.
And then I'm still working other connections that I've been working on since I was, starting. So
what is your current vocation? So what do you do for a living?
Right now I'm trying to push myself to work Isagenix full time. I'm still part-time working as a financial aid person. I was financial aid director at the last school I was at until June 9th. I'd been there for 5 years. So I was doing that before I started Isagenix. I've been in financial aid for 23 years. I'm ready to get out.
Okay.
I want this 20 to 30 to take off for me. So trying to be very hungry about it. Right.
So Isagenix is pretty important to you. Now, I just said Isagenix is important to you, but you can insert any job that person has. So like, if she didn't tell me about Isagenix, but she just told me about the financial aid,
Are you there?
financial aid part, I would say, okay, so how important is this in your life right now, Margaret?
How important is Isagenix in my life right now?
Yeah.
Crucial. I dropped out there for a second. I've got 2 months before I'm out of money. I won't be homeless, but I've got 2 months before I'm out of money to pay my bills.
Okay, Margaret, if I could show you an opportunity that could help you to make an additional $500 to $2,000 a month, what would that do for you?
Set me free.
Okay, and tell me what types of things would you do with that $500 to $2,000 a month?
If it was $2,000, I could pay my bills and go see my grandson once a month.
Okay, and Margaret, tell me what you mean by set you free.
I wouldn't have to be working in an office. I could take my work with me and go wherever I want. I wouldn't be tied to one place.
Yeah. So what is stopping you back from having and doing all these things? I'm not putting you on the
Building
spot.
a network business right now.
I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm showing you questions that you could ask.
Yeah, questions I can ask them. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's not
But right now it's working to build and trying to come out of trying the focus of doing it in the pockets of my time. But I'm still having to work part-time for my former employer, so I owe them a little bit of time. And I'm trying to wean them off of me and just I'm about ready to tell him to go take a flying leap because what I want to do is what's right in front of me,
Yeah,
not what I've done for the last 23 years.
okay,
And that's what I'm trying to build the courage to do.
okay. Margaret, if I could show you a simple system that you could do in the pockets of your life to create that additional income, would you be open to hearing more information tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to send you some information, and I want to set up a time that we can get on the phone where you're going to be in front of your computer. Do you have time tonight after 7 or tomorrow after 8 p.m.?
Tonight after 7.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link, and then I'm going to call you, and then we're going to watch a short little video, and then I'm going to answer any questions that you have.
Sounds good.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, I want to add 2 things to that just real quick. Something that Heather did there that you guys are going to always want to make sure that you do, and that is get the next appointment. Whenever you're talking with someone on, on a follow-up call, you always want to make sure that you get the next appointment by giving them, 2 times, or, giving them a couple of different opportunities to make an appointment and secure that appointment. That gets a commitment. The other most important thing you can do is do what you say. So if you say, okay, I'm going to call you tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, the most important thing you can do is make that phone call at 7 o'clock. So remember those 2 things. They're very, very important because, like I said earlier on the call, the follow-up is where a lot of people drop the ball and they have a prospect on the other end, and that prospect, may have been praying about that phone call that was coming from you at 7 o'clock that you didn't make because for whatever reason you didn't make the phone call. So, make sure you do what you say with your prospect and always, always, always get the next appointment. Never hang the phone up without having the next appointment.
Absolutely. What other areas of following up are we struggling with?
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. So I had made an appointment. I sent someone an Isogenics video from IsoTools, and then I said, okay, let's talk on the phone, and we agreed to talk on the phone the next night. And then when I called her, she didn't answer and her phone, and so I just don't even know, like, at this point what to do. Like, do I just call her again? Do I text her? Is she avoiding me? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so not everybody's going to answer, and then not everybody has you on the forefront of their mind. This is something that's so big. I remember feeling the same way, like I was bugging somebody, or were they just making an appointment with me just because, or they blowing me off. Send her a text message or call her, whatever preferred method you want, and say, look, I know that you missed our appointment. My time is just as valuable as yours. Do you have any time next week that we can reset our appointment? It's just like resetting your hair appointment. Like if you had a hair appointment that you made with somebody and it was canceled, it's just like you're resetting it. So if they're not responding or they're blowing you off, put them at the bottom of your list. Set whatever system you're using for following up, put them in that system. And this is something that Daryl brought up earlier. Following up is such a crucial skill that so many people do not do. And I know for a fact that a lot of people in network marketing don't have a system where, either a tickler system or they're not using My Isogenics. So you have to have either a notepad, or you can do an old-fashioned tickler system where you have every day of the week in a little coupon box where you go through that. For that person, I would follow up once or twice and then stick her at the bottom.
Thank you.
Later.
Okay, thank you.
But I think that a lot of times when people don't text us right back, it's like life gets in the way. They get busy. They're not always thinking of us.
And like we had a set appointment, and I called her, and she just didn't answer her phone. And so
Okay.
that's why I'm like, okay, well, we agreed to this time, so I just don't know, like, yeah, so I just have to set another appointment and see if she's willing to or not, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, and the good thing is you called when you said you were going to call.
Yeah.
Set the next appointment, and if she doesn't show up or she doesn't respond, just move. Keep moving. Next one.
Okay. Thank you.
What else? Any other questions on following up? Do you want to do more connecting, Tricia?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have issues where people, like I have a few people that have contacted me after like they were old calls and, you know, they weren't interested and now they're like, I want it. Get me signed up. So we make a time to talk and they don't answer the phone either. I have one girl that's done 4 appointments with me and bailed on every single one of them. She has a reason every time, some excuse. And I just, like, do I just bless and release her and put her at the bottom of the list too? Because it's kind of driving me crazy where I'm just like, you know.
What's her name, Angela?
Veronica.
Veronica, when you told me that you wanted to lose 50 pounds, were you serious?
Yeah. There you go.
Just
Thank
go
you.
for it. You know, if someone's already shown interest and they're committing, but they're not giving you their information, just ask them again. It's like when you have a teammate that tells you their why and they go MIA, and you call them back up and you say, you know what, when you signed up with Isagenix, you told me that you wanted to run around with your grandkids more. You told me that you wanted to make an additional $500 a month so that you could put your kids in club sports, so that you could buy braces, so that you could whatever. Do the same thing with your prospects if they're giving you that you know, if they're sitting on the fence.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Here's another little thing that I do. Like if someone, you know, tells me that, hey, you know what, I want to do this, but, you know, I can't sign up with you until next Friday. You know, what I do is say, hey, awesome. You know what, I'm really looking forward to getting you started. This is taking us an extra couple minutes. Let me get your information down here. And what you could do is next Friday, when you're ready for me to go ahead and run that credit card, shoot me a text message. I'll have the info. I'll put everything in. We're good to go. And, you know, I like to go. When they tell me they're ready to go, I like to get their info immediately, because now we both have a commitment and then they're committed. Because what we have to remember is, like, things will happen. I mean, somebody may tell you on Monday they're going to sign up Friday, but, you know, Wednesday they, you know, buy a new couch or, you know, stuff happens. I mean, so what we do, once they say they're ready, get them committed, get their information, get them committed. It's like, hey, you know, I'm going to get you started. And that's another point I like to tell people, hey, I'm going to get your information. Once I have your information, you're part of our team. I'm going to put you in our group. We're going to start coaching you, you know, so you make you feel a part of it, like, immediately. It's like, yeah, I'm not running your card till next Friday, but I'm bringing you in, man. You're part of the tribe now. Let's get you going.
Oh, I love that one because I have a firefighter. My husband has a firefighter right now that says Wednesday, but there's always a chance he can get called out and then he's on a fire and I won't hear from him. So that's a good one. I'm going to call him today. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any other questions? You know what? While we're on the group chat, I have a question. What are some areas that you guys are struggling? Not just with follow up, but with connecting. Or I know some of you guys are already trying to enroll, and you're sending some links. Or do you have something, Lily?
Okay, so I have a few people that are interested, and then I put them on the private coaching page, and then their friends are on there that they're saying, "Oh, hey, I'm here too," and I guess I need to follow up with those people, but do you have a suggestion on, without being like, I want you to be with me on instead of your friend, the one that's your best friend that you work with like every day. So there's people that came out of the woodworks that I don't think they knew were doing Isagenix until they were put on the page. So I I don't know. It almost appears that they have maybe a better connection because their friends are on the page already. But I don't know. Without being like super, I'm not really a pushy person anyway. But just I would love for them, obviously, to be with me, and just because it'd be great. But what would a suggestion? How would you handle that?
I would say I'm so excited that you actually know people in our group, and you're in our group, and you're in our team, and you're inspired. And I mean, I would just, that's just like I would just say I'm really excited for you. I mean, there's a lot of people that really love Isagenix. I'm excited to get you started. Can I get you some more information? How do you like the page? Are you inspired?
And that's what I do when I follow up with people after the page. Just say, hey, how'd you like the information I sent you? And I'll probably lead in with that, saying how cool that your friends are on there too. And maybe I always kind of make it not seem like a huge big deal that, to who they're going to sign up with. And so hopefully try and do that. But okay, so that's a little bit, I have a few people like that all of a sudden, and they're like, oh my gosh, like all these people are coming out of the woodwork on Isagenix. So, but that's okay. Hopefully I always feel like people go with who they're comfortable with. So if I can continue to make that connection and do that, but all right, cool. I'll just ask the questions and not talk a lot. That's my problem. I tend to talk a lot.
I think you have to sell yourself too, as a coach, as a business builder, as everything. Like, you have to sell yourself. I mean, they should recognize, like, there's a reason my friend who's been on it secretly never told me about it. So why would I want to enroll with my friend who's now all of a sudden excited because I'm interested?
And that's true. That's super true.
Amen.
That's good.
That's a good one, Trisha. And here's the other thing. She gets her product, get this, from someone in corporate. I know. I was like, oh, really? I said, why? And she goes, well, she gets it to me cheap.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh. So she didn't know anything about like cleansing, anything like that. She's obviously not a member. And that's why I was like, oh, I have a great coaching page and I can tell you all about it. I'll help you. It's so much fun. She's like, yay, let's do it. So I've kind of already got her connected with that. And I dropped the whole, she's getting it cheaper through somebody at corporate. So.
Okay. We can discuss that later. That needs to be addressed. I don't mind helping you out if you need help with that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, not allowed. Not allowed.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, I had a question too. It was similar to hers, but mine was, how would you connect with someone that, well, I have a few people that I wanted to connect with, but they're all friends with and all affiliated with somebody that I spoke to already that kind of flaked out. You remember, Daryl, that last guy we brought into the gym we talked to? Well, there's quite a few people that we have in common because we were both co-workers, and that was kind of a close-knit group. And he kind of flaked out, and I don't know how to really communicate with some of the other co-workers because I'm sure everybody still talks.
Okay. Are you talking about people that he's talked to?
Not that, I mean, not specifically.
Let's do this on a different call. 15 minutes over.
Yeah, connection just went bad.
I think it's back.
Oh yeah. Damon, you know what? I'll talk to you about that one a little bit offline because I'm familiar with that. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, and maybe we need to just do another call where we work more on connections and questions and kind of the role playing stuff. We're about 15 minutes over on this call right now.
Yeah, and real quick, this is good because I want to piggyback on what Trisha said. If you guys are in your product group, which I know that you guys all have a product group, but you're not contributing, you're not coaching, you're not sharing yourself and your experience, and you're not supporting other people, you don't look like you're really coaching people. And that, it's so important to do that. I mean, whatever group you're in, like Trisha said, you got to sell yourself, show up in those groups. So if you add someone to a group and there's other people that know them, but you're not showing up, that's how people get signed up with other people.
Well, they just may go with the person that looks like that person can help them, give them some support. You know, so you want to be active in the group, and you be the one following up, you know, with your prospects. Always have a list and know exactly who you put in the group
And
when you put them in the group, so you can continually follow up with them.
And if you put them in a group, follow up with them within 24 hours. Because as soon as you put them in, their notifications are going bing, 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 bing. And they're either going to get annoyed, they're going to turn it off, or they're going to watch it and they want you to follow up. So they're not going to, you just drop them in a group and then they just magically enroll. So put them in the group and say, hey, you know, I added you to that group and I wanted to see. That's like a real quick, that's right, Trisha. So I don't want to take any more time, and my service is going in and out here. Are we good?
Guys, got us?
Can I ask something?
Yeah, we can hear. Yes, Kenny, what's up, girl?
Thank you. Just wondering, like, how can I approach about the Isogenics without be burning out my relationships with them? That's what like holds me a lot back. So I just don't know them for very long time. Most of them is quite new people. I just didn't have that really deep conversation. So I'm reconnecting with all of them. But when it gets to the point where I want to share Isogenics, I kind of freeze, just because when Monch approached me, I was like, she's just coming closer because she wants to sell that thing to me. So I'm kind of projecting the same in everybody else. I was just wondering how would be a good way to approach that without be burning my friendships or who I know. Hello?
I think just being genuine and being authentic. I think that if you're coming from that genuine, authentic place where you want to serve them and you want to fill the void that they have or the pain that they have, whether it's weight loss, whatever pillar it is. I mean, if you're coming from that genuine, authentic place, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't be responsible for the way that they feel about you talking to them. You can't be responsible for the emotional attachment that they have to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're afraid that your friend is going to think that you're selling them, because you are trying to sell them, right?
Yeah, learning a new way, to be honest. I was a salesperson, so
but you're introducing them to Isogenics. I think it's getting comfortable with what you're doing.
Okay. Yes.
And holding no attachment to the outcome, letting them make the decision. Sharing.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, if I can just make one last comment before we close here. You know, I think the big thing is everybody's scared to go out on a limb and talk to people that are close to them, like the warm market that you love and you're close to. People are scared to do that, whether it's through, in person or through social media. The reality is that the farther out you get on that skinny branch and you really show yourself to the world and show your emotion, like speak truth, not sales, but speak truth, those people will either become your biggest supporters, biggest cheerleaders, and they will all be there to catch you if you fall up that branch, right? Like they truly will. And if they don't, then they're not supposed to be in your life. Like if you share truth and share real emotion, they can't deny that. They're either going to support you, join you, or they don't belong in your life.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So I can say that because I have been very vulnerable since day one, and people have either joined me or they've been my biggest cheerleaders. They've said, Trisha, I don't want to do what you're doing, but you go, girl. Like, you just keep doing it, right? And the ones that haven't, they slowly went away, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, we went over a little bit of time here. And my computer screen is freezing up again.